Okay, hi, welcome. I'm Assistant Professor Dylan Low. I hope you had a good day. It's already a bit late, so I will try my best to be quick so you can meet your mentors as well. First of all, welcome to the PPGA family. A lot of your faculty members are seated here, so if you could wave to them on faculty, please turn around, give them a wave. These will be the people's faces that you'll be seeing for the next 4 years. And we are here, I hope you know why you are here. We are here for a PPGA briefing. I'm going to outline the course curriculum very briefly. The video recording of this will be uploaded, by the way. So in about 2 weeks' time, the content here will be uploaded. So please don't take any notes. And again, I'll power this through because there's 48 slides. And I don't propose to go into detail. This is the course outline. The one that I think you need to pay a bit more attention to perhaps is the suggested study plan. In your first year, a lot of the courses will already be pre-registered for you. By and large, it's already cast in stone. The flexibility comes in mostly in your second year, and I'll talk a little bit about that. Academic requirements, 4-year course. You need to complete 125 academic units, or AUs, what we call. So you'll hear this term AU. You'll be very familiar with this term AUs in your 4 years here. It refers to academic units. You need to hit 125 AUs to graduate. That's the, if you don't remember anything, remember that. And don't worry, you will not fall through the cracks. The school will ensure that you will have these 125 AUs, and we will flag very early if there's any issues with you not fulfilling the required AUs. Most modules are 3 AUs in nature, and some are 4 AUs. The 4 AUs, generally speaking, you take them in your 3rd year, your 4th year. Some of you take it in your 2nd year. They are the more so-called advanced courses where we have an opportunity to deep dive into particular topics. For most of you, this is how it will look like in fulfilling your 125 AUs. It's split into 3 main sections: the PPGA requirements, the ICC courses, and the broadening and deepening electives. Do not worry too much about what they mean for now. You will grapple with them and you will come to be familiar with these terms. Just note that for most of you, PPGA requirements 60 AUs, and it makes sense because you are a PPGA major, you will graduate as PPGA students. So a bulk of the course will be under PPGA major requirements. The core course, 15 of them, these are courses that you must take. So there's no room for negotiation. These are courses that will be selected for you in the system when you eventually register. In fact, you will already be registered. In fact, I will see most of you there because I'm taking the core intro to IR course as well. Then we have what we call the prescribed electives. These are the slew of course offerings by our faculty, and a lot of them, there's a lot of courses on offer, so we have some variety, some flexibility in choosing these various courses to make up your 45 AUs. ICC, fairly new thing that NTU introduced. Essentially, all university students have to take these courses to fulfill the AU requirements. So for you guys, it's 27 AUs, and again, you don't have to worry too much about these. These will be pre-registered for you. BDE essentially means anything in NTU that you can take. This is meant for you to explore topics beyond the PPGA, beyond even the School of Social Sciences. So when I was undergraduate students here, I took courses on voice production. I took courses on singing. I'm not sure if those courses are still around today, but it's meant for you to explore and take other courses that you wouldn't have a chance to take in NTU. Are there PPGA with second majors in media journalism studies? Okay, just one. Okay, then this is for you exclusively. It's not too different. It's not too different. Just bear in mind that your PPGA major requirements is just a bit shorter, and you have a bit more space in the broadening and deepening electives. It's meant for you, meant to tailor to your requirements to fulfill your journalism part as well. So not that different. Your daily life wouldn't be that distinct from somebody who is entirely a pure PPGA major. What is ICC? I'm not going to go through every single one of these. Essentially, in the university's views, this is meant to give all students across university the requisite skills in digital technology, mental well-being, health and technology, to equip you with the skills to deal with the digital world we live today. So think of it as very foundational, general courses that allows you to be equipped to deal with different domains when you enter the workforce. There is a compulsory internship. I think one of the slides, more information about the compulsory internship will emerge. So as I've mentioned, this is free BDE because it essentially allows you to do any courses in NTU, in engineering courses, whatever suits you. Single major PPGA students, which are most of you, you can opt to read a second major, but you need to fulfill the specific requirements. Again, that is actually available on the website. You can go and see what courses you need to take, the extra AUs you need to stack on to hit the requirements. Also, not everybody can do a second major. It is subject to you hitting a certain GPA score, cumulative GPA score. Curriculum structure, back to this slide again, to show you that you will first have to deal with this. There's three components essentially. There's a PPGA component. For the one dude over there, it's almost essentially the same. Okay, what are the core courses? You will already be taking some of these courses in this upcoming semester, next week. Intro to IR, Intro to Political Theory, Fundamentals of Politics. And then we have the other two, Intro to Public Administration Policy, Politics of Singapore. The core courses are set up in a way for you to explore the PP element, which is the public policy, and also the global affairs element. Some of you foreseeably will want to emphasize more on the IR or global affairs track, so-called track, or public administration, public policy track, and you will choose from the suite of courses to suit which area you want to emphasize in. But rest assured, we have enough of course offerings for you to explore both or maybe emphasize one over the other. But nevertheless, these are just for you to see the core courses that all of you must take. Self-explanatory, year one, first sem, which is this semester, you have to take these courses. And this will happen in your first year, second semester. So by the end of your first year, you would have already fulfilled all the core requirements. That will enable you in your second, third year to really deep dive into particular areas that you are interested in. So for the major prescribed electives, which forms the core of the PPGA major, the 60 AUs for most of you, there's 45 here that you can choose and mix and match. So that is fairly self-explanatory. I will just flag the graduation project. This is something that you undertake in your final year for those that have a cumulative GPA of 3.9. You will be assigned to a PPGA faculty member as your mentor or supervisor, where we will work closely, work with us, I wouldn't say closely because we all have varying styles, but you work with us to complete your graduation project in the form of a dissertation. This is applicable to people or students who have a cumulative GPA of 3.9 and above. So you must do it. But in extraneous, extenuating circumstances, you can choose and put in an application to say that you do not want to do the graduation project. You want to do 2 courses at the 4,000 level, because each 4,000 level courses is 4 AU each. So you do 2, you get 8 AUs. But again, this is subject to appeal. Now, if you score below 3.9 and you really want to do a graduation project, you may put in an appeal and the school in its discretion will allow or not allow you to do so depending on the particular circumstances of what you want. Why is GP important? Because this is like a portfolio that you can take with you wherever you end up in your future career. It is a written work, in many ways a culmination of the skills, the know-how and knowledge that you have acquired throughout your 4 years of study. And many graduates do use their GP and enter into part of their portfolio in their job selection. For the PPMJ major, it's about the same, essentially the same structure with a small tweak in the level 2 and level 3 courses. Course outlines are already available on the website, so some of you will have already seen what the courses entail. You can get a hold of the course curriculum, but bear in mind that your professors will tend to update it closer to the date as well. So do speak or seek out the latest course curriculum to get a hold of the readings. The readings, by the way, as far as I know, all available on NTU Learn. So make sure that you're familiar with NTU Learn, with searching resources, because sometimes using Google or using NTU Learn will very easily throw up the required reading. As opposed to sending an email to your tutors or your professors and ask them for this reading, that reading, why is it not uploaded? If it's not uploaded, then the assumption is it's easily available on NTU library search function. Suggested study plan. Now, I stress that this is just a suggested plan. By no means you have to stick to it. But by and large, most students follow this course of study plan. Normal load, in a year is 5 to 6 courses. Overloading, importantly, is not allowed. From time to time, we have some very ambitious year ones wanting to overload, but you're not allowed. It's meant to pace you as well so that you can get a better appreciation of the workload and then better plan your second and third year. So first year, you're not allowed to overload. Subsequent years, yes, you can. You can. Some may want to graduate quicker. Some may want to clear up a semester to go for exchange or whatnot, so they can choose to overload. But bear in mind, if you overload, the onus is on you to perform credibly for all your other courses and to manage your time. The professors in the school is not going to give you an extra leeway or grade you more leniently because you have overloaded, because this is, again, on a case-by-case basis. Suggested study plan, this is how a typical study plan looks like in your first semester, first year, and your second semester in year one. Drink it all in. This is how it looks like in your year two, second semester. That is where you will notice that the PPGA prescribed electives comes in. That is where your own agency, autonomy comes in mixing and matching which courses you want to do. Also, I'm not sure if you're already aware, in the first couple of lessons for your course, there's always an audit period where you can go and sit in the first session, second session, and decide whether you want to drop or add, because there's an add-drop period. You'll get to that when you cross the river in year two. Year three, that's where the selection of the BDEs come in. A word on the BDEs, some students do want to stick to taking more PPGA courses, but they've already hit their PPGA criteria for the AUs. So what they do is they put in a request to convert some of the prescribed major electives or PPGA into BDEs. It has been done before, so it's something for you to consider if you really want to stick within the PPGA course more closely. Final year, year four, take a note on the difference for those that do take the GP versus those that do not take the GP. Generally speaking, the graduation project, or we refer to it final year project as well, takes place over 2 semesters. The one for PPMJ, pretty much the same. Just going to power through here. Internship. This is compulsory. Thankfully for our overworked admin, this is not handled by our undergraduate office, it's handled by NTU's Career and Attachment Office, so that should be your first point of contact by and large. Usually taken at the end of year 3, but I know of some students who do not take it there, they take it earlier again. There's some flexibility, but not a lot. The tentative plan is to have 1 semester long internship, and you get some AUs as well from the internship. Assessment, how do we assess? Well, it varies a great deal from course to course. But what is, at the structural school level, we cannot have final exams that accounts for more than 60% of your course assessment. This is part of a broader shift or push to do away with exams or to de-emphasize exams. In fact, for many of the courses, exams are no longer one of the core, one of the assessment components. For example, the Intro to IR course does not have an examinable components, but we have various ways, other assessment components, and these will be communicated to you in a very timely way by your faculty, by your professors as well. There are courses that are 100% CAs, more and more so, which means that basically that's another word for saying it's non-examinable. All your assessment components will take place within the course itself. It may be MCQs, it may be presentations, group work, essays. It takes a wide variety of shape and form. Other information, this just gives you an idea of how many AUs you need to clock at the end of the first year. You will notice that there's some variation. Again, do not be too worried if you find yourself on the lower end or if you not exactly hit 60. The school will ensure that you will not fall through the cracks. But in theory, this should be the academic units you need to earn. Is there a mistake? Oh, okay. Okay, sorry for the poor guy over there. You do not need to do 269. You get probably 3 or 4 degrees with this AU. So there's a typo error there. Okay, come to the good news. Freshman GPA, there are 6 times you can fail essentially. But please do not take this as an invitation or an encouragement for you to do badly. No, it shouldn't be. But this is meant to really help those that have problems coping, the transition into university life, and also to let you have a bit of safety net. for you not to worry too much really and to enjoy the learning process and the transition to university life. So please do not abuse it. I don't hope to have any one of you fail, because honestly the bar to fail is quite high actually. But it's good for you to know. At least please rest safe in the knowledge that there are these exemptions that we have for you. Another thing to note is what is quite unique called the SU option, satisfactory, unsatisfactory option. You have up to 3 AUs where you can decide, this is within your own control, you can decide and say that I think I do not want this to be graded, and you enter an SU option, which means that you receive only a pass-fail. You will not be graded. Now, how is this useful? For example, you do a particular course and you know that in your essays or your group work you already scored very badly, and you are afraid that this would affect your GPA. So before the completion of the course, we will have a time frame for you to enter your SU option. But you have to play it strategically, because there's a maximum of 12 AUs that you can take. This is also meant to encourage you to take particular courses that you may not originally thought of taking, but you want to explore out of matter of interest, but you are afraid that you will affect your GPA. Well, do not fear so much, because there's the SU option. It will help you ameliorate some of that concern. So please do try to take a variety of courses that PPGA and the university can offer you. A bit more on the graduation project now. This is really premature because you guys are in your year ones. You shouldn't be thinking about the GP at this stage, but still, I'll just very quickly flag this with some of the more specific things that I've already mentioned. 3.9 and above is compulsory. 3.75, 3.89 you can opt in to do, and many students do opt in to do, but I stress that this is at the discretion of the program itself, of PPGA itself. Exchange program, thankfully again not done by the work of our undergraduate office, is by GEM. They are the main office or department that handles the exchange programs, that coordinates what you want to do. I do encourage and urge you to go for exchange programs. Many PPGA students do. They have a lot of fun. They learn as well. They challenge their reality when you go to a different society, different country to learn. And the good thing is with the exchange programs, you do not actually get a letter grade. It's a pass-fail option, so you can again go there and have fun and play. Pass-fail, maximum of 6 courses or 20 AUs can be transferred back, so you can acquire AU credit-bearing courses there as well. Maximum of 6 AUs for poly students. You are exempted from 6 AUs. I was also a poly graduate. There was no such thing back then here, so good for you. For those from poly, you can get 2 courses essentially, like an exemption of 2 courses. We will send the email out to those who are eligible so that you can apply for this course exemption. But bear in mind that, of course, you cannot get exemption for the core courses, ICC core as well. So this is for essentially mainly applied to reducing the AUs that you need for the BDE section. All of you are assigned one mentor, a PPGA professor. Some of you will probably, or most of you will be meeting them after this session, so you'll speak to them. They generally just give you advice on academic planning, life in university, some of the courses that you can expect to take, and so on and so forth. In my own experience, after that initial meeting, students will be on their own and they very quickly adapt. Do speak to your seniors, because they are quite a good source of support, hopefully giving you the right advice, not to game the system, but right advice on how to navigate NTU and PPGA. But essentially, please feel free to speak to any professors. If you feel, I don't assume that I can speak for the rest of my colleagues, but I think our doors are generally very open. If you have any issues you are facing, please feel free to approach us, and we will flag that as soon as possible as well. Of course, within whatever you are comfortable sharing. Couple of important emails to take note. General inquiries sent there, specific program inquiries on PPGA itself. That's the undergraduate officer's email. Please use your NTU email for correspondence. Sometimes we get surprised by a Gmail account or Hotmail account. As far as possible, please reply through your NTU email account, because we know whom we are communicating with. It's all within the system. Academic integrity. I stress this because it is a concern, it's a problem. The university and the school and all of us, your professors, take academic integrity very seriously. Academic integrity is non-negotiable, and I need to stress this several times, and your professors will continually stress this in their course as well, because this is tantamount to cheating. It's a matter of integrity, it's a matter of honesty. Cheating is a very serious matter, and it may exclude expulsion from the university. It's not pleasant as well. I have dealt with plagiarism cases, and it's not a very pleasant experience for all parties concerned. If you have to submit late and get a lower score, please submit late and get a lower score. If you have to hastily put together a very lame, lousy essay in 2 hours' time just to submit, please do so, rather than risk or try plagiarizing and then submitting it. Now, I do want to stress that plagiarism means representing someone else's work as your own, but if you cite your own essay, or if you use content from your own essay, whether you've written this essay in some exchange program or whatnot, that is called self-plagiarism as well. So please take a look at the NTU's policy on plagiarism. And I know that sometimes when there is these sorts of policy, it's very dry, nobody takes the time to read it. But this is something that you really, really ought to read. And rest assured that we have the tools, automated tools to detect. We also have our professors' expert eyes to know enough when we can spot something that is not quite right. So please do not try any of this at all, because it's very serious. Collection of matric card. I think we've come to the end or near the end. Your professors will pass you your matric card. You will need your matric card to access particular areas in the building, I believe. You can use it to make payments, take the bus, take the train, you can put money inside as well. So meet your academic mentor. If you have not already arranged to meet them yet, please drop them an email, or your academic mentor will reach out to you to arrange. Yes, go ahead.
Introduce ourselves and the admin.
Yes, sure. So do get in touch with them. Okay, before we go into the Q&A, I'd just like to suggestion to briefly introduce, and I'll get the professors to speak up very quickly to let them know. Just first of all, I want to flag Miss Tina over there. She has been doing all the good work putting this together, Tina. She's from the undergraduate office, so some of the emails that you'll be flooding her with, please do not flood her too much. She will be replying to you. I'm Dylan, I already mentioned, I'm an assistant professor here. We'll be seeing all of you, I think, in the core course. And I will let the rest of my colleagues introduce themselves.
All right, thank you very much for the introduction, Dylan. I am Kei Koga from this division, Public Policy and Global Affairs. I'm the associate professor doing now like the head of the division. I'm managing all the kind of curriculum and everything in this division. And I'm focusing on the East Asian security, or like East Asia, the security in the Pacific security issues, and particularly focusing on the international relations. So if you are taking some of the courses in the NTU about the international relations, you might be going to meet me. But then I would like to kind of welcome you all to the PPGA. Thank you very much.
Hi, everybody. My name is Chris. I teach the political theory courses here, so I will be seeing all of you, mandatory, next Friday.
They are, but they didn't.
Okay, hi everyone. I'm Dr. Kwa from PPGA. If you took note of the ICC course that was fleshed out earlier, I teach the ICC Ethics and Civics course. I also supervise some of your seniors for FYP, so you will definitely see me in one of your ICC classes. Thank you.
Hi everyone, Assistant Prof Sabrina. Sorry, I lost my voice on Monday, so I just got back my voice today. So basically, I teach courses on e-government, healthy aging, and then crisis leadership and management. So probably you will see me when you take level 2000 and above, okay, module. And so I'm also the academic integrity officer at School of Social Sciences. So anything related to plagiarism, the use of ChatGPT or cheating, so this is my job. So I don't want to see you because of this, right? So, but for anything related to plagiarism or things related to ChatGPT, feel free to ask me. Okay, thank you.
Hello, I'm Sujin Kim. I'm teaching fundamental politics this year. So you must take my course. Look forward to it because I am not from political science. I'm teaching another one, the Statistical Foundation for Public Affairs #1 and 2 will be covered by Chong-an. So I'm teaching that course, and then usually I'm teaching another course, mathematical course, qualitative method, designing, conducting qualitative methods. So I think may be helpful for your FYP. And then I'm teaching that course next semester, and then economic issues for public decision making as well next semester. So my research interest is strategic public management and contracting out and public-private partnership and financial management and performance. So, but I will see you all in my core class. Okay, thank you. Look forward to it.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Wang Jue. I'm in the PPGA in the public policy track. I do research mostly on innovation policy, science policy, technology policy, talent policy. And I also teach courses on research methods and innovation management and policy evaluation. So if you are interested in those topics, you can take those courses in next year or in the future years. Okay, I also supervise FYP, so when you come to year 3, year 4, you can consider which topic to choose. If you are interested in technology innovation, we can work together. Okay, thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Ming Swan Chow. I will definitely not see you guys this year. However, hopefully I will see you guys next year. I teach classes on migration, food, European Union. What else do I teach? Higher education, and very likely for the next batch, I will take over the fundamentals class.
Hi again, I'm Walid, and I teach Singapore politics, so that's a core module for semester 2. And other than that, I do Southeast Asian politics, parties and elections, and comparative politics in Asia. So those are level 2, 3, and 4. So those are optional, but the politics of Singapore, you have no choice.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Hu Tiang Boon. I'm a specialist in China's foreign affairs and international relations. So the courses that will be looking to teach will include things like China-Taiwan relations, China's security policy. And the other thing I want to mention is that I have a side interest in psychology, political psychology and identity. So you'll be finding a course related to that as well. All right, okay. Hi, everyone.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Liu Hong. I'm a professor at, with our program, but my focus is primarily on the global affairs. So my undergraduate teaching area is primarily on China and Southeast Asia. And also that for postgraduate, I think which you probably some of you will be joining us, will be primarily in terms of China and the international political economy. I will also be happy to contribute to the supervision of FYP and other tasks of student actually supervision as well. Thank you.
Since I didn't have the chance to introduce my own topics, I'll take the opportunity. I do China's rise as well. I take a course on Singapore's foreign policy. I take critical theory, and I have another course on international diplomacy. So if these are some of the topics that interest you, feel free to join in your second or third year. Before I forget, I'd like to introduce our fairly new hire that just joined our PPGA office as well. Please introduce yourself, say your name, just a one-liner would do. Yes, so you'll be liaising a lot with Serhan and Tina as well. I've been told that you can meet your mentors in this room, so you do not have to shift, so you can collect your cards from them, and at the end of the session, please collect your t-shirts. There are some leftover t-shirts. Not leftover, they are meant for you. Yeah, sorry. I correct myself. There are some t-shirts behind that you can collect. But first, questions. We have a bit of time for Q&A. Very quickly, any questions? Any questions at all, feel free to raise them. The faculty members are here, the admin people are here. If you have any doubts, anything you need a bit more clarity, please feel free to ask. Yes, you had a semi hand. Sorry? I can't hear you, sorry. You can ask, please, it's okay. For ICC, is it? Okay, don't worry. Drop an email to the undergraduate office, they will sort it out for you. Yeah. Any other? Yes? Oh, they go to a wide variety of places. When? I would say in the year 3, most of them.
Best time is when you can get a place.
Yeah, that too. Please, yeah, I think.
So yeah, usually it's year 3, SEM 1 or year 3, SEM 2. Sometimes they go year 2, SEM 2, but according to the suggested study plan, year 3 will be the best.
Any other? Yes.
If I came from poly, then I'm able to exam some mocks, right?
Yes. Yes.
Will that affect us not taking a second major?
No. If anything, it should give you a bit more time for you to take on more courses. But no, it will not. In itself, actually affect your chances of second major. Any other questions? Final call. Going once. You can ask the questions to your academic mentor if you are more comfortable speaking to someone or asking questions in a more intimate manner. So it's fine if you have questions, you can find out from your mentors. Yes, Tina. Okay, if not, I think we are done. Please go and look for your academic mentor and collect your matric cards, collect your t-shirts. Thank you, and I'll see all of you next week.